Excuse me.
I'm not giving to LeBron because I don't like LeBron.
I like him already.
On the stat sheet, so like taking charges, like that's my favorite thing. I like a charge in my mixtape. My friend texts me, he's like, I never seen someone put a charge in the mixtape. I'm like defense wins games. Like,
so there was a constant battle about Dunkin' Donuts versus Tim Hortons, and it was it's never ending.
I got up, I fixed my helmet, I look, and I just see Herb take off. Like he just, I just see the hair flowing. Like now, going running, and yeah, you got to see Herb when he runs. His eyes are always like, so I just knew, I knew he was running. So
he's your life. Like, go out there, defend, go out there, rebound, like, give your heart, like, sacrifice. You can get a scholarship just for defense. You know what I'm saying?
But, man, this guy's unstoppable when it comes to basketball as well. But, yeah, definitely one-on-one, he got me.
Fried rice. You can't be eating fried rice all the time. But
you'd be switching your sports. You'd be going from basketball to sumo.
I know. I already got the bun, you see?
How the spider tech basically is just like completely just crazy, like should not be allowed. Rosin and sunscreen and everything, that's been around forever and it's never been a true problem. But right now, like the big thing is spin rates are up.
It's our defense because Mace, you're gonna get 285, 280 hit you, and you gotta, and I'm only 240, so I gotta bring my technique. And then KT's just a freak athlete in itself, so you gotta bring your hard hat and your lunch pail every day.
Can I just say this? Man, I just love your competitive nature, bro. Like, I feel like I'm ready to strap on the jersey right now, man. I'm only 5'5", so I don't know what I can do.
I'm gonna say Diana, man. I don't know what it is. She just always seems to come up clutch all the time, 24/7.
When they say, listen, you know how as coaches you get mad at the guy just standing in the corner and watching another guy cook. I can't be like that because I was watching you cook.
Running, it's like if you take a day off, like you'll feel it, and if you take 4 months off, you're really gonna feel it.
It was impeccable. So watching certain highlights, I'm like, yo, I gotta try it. And trust me, not everything was as good as it looked now. Because no look passes I threw off of somebody's face.
Man, so much going on in the sporting world. So much. I'm disgusted at the NBA. Absolutely disgusted. I don't know about you. How you feel?
I'm actually it actually ended very well to me with the finals. I shout out to the Milwaukee Bucks. Shout out to Giannis for getting that job done. Historic performance with the stat line on that game 6. Feel bad for Chris Paul, but I'm sure we'll get into it a little bit more. Good for Milwaukee, man. Good for Milwaukee. Now it puts more pressure on Aaron Rodgers to do something out there as well.
Is Devin Booker gonna journey over onto that long flight over to Japan for the Olympics?
So awkward.
If they're even gonna happen.
That too.
And there's so much, and then talking about the SEC, and the Oklahoma and Texas want to join the I can understand Oklahoma, but Texas?
Yeah.
Ugh. Anyways, we have a good guest today. Not a lot of people have probably heard of him, but I'm going to tell you right now, he's got 6 years of eligibility. So I'm telling you now, keep your eyes peeled for him. Let's hop right into it. Let's get Taylor on here. Here he goes with the moonshot. What's going on, Taylor?
Not much. How you doing?
Doing good, doing good. Just quick background about yourself. Why don't you I guess we'll just dive right into it. You know, what if any other sports did you play growing up?
Growing up, I was a 3-sport athlete. I was football, baseball, and basketball. But then eventually when I hit high school, sort of started branching off from basketball, stuck with baseball and football. And then I just fell in love with football too much to stop playing it. So I just kept going, playing 7-on-7 in the spring whenever I had a free chance. I was always on the field. So I just kept sticking with that pretty much. Yeah.
Basketball. I mean, you're what, 6'2", 6'3"?
I'm 6'3", 6'4"-ish. Yeah. On a good day. That's how I feel.
On a good day.
You'd still only be a point guard in the NBA.
Right.
Can you dunk?
No. Sadly.
No.
No bunnies.
You don't have any bunny hops?
No.
As you probably heard, I'm only 5'5", so I kind of envy the tall guys. You know, even 5'7" to me is tall. And I'm like, you know how it is, man. So I just figured, you asked you if you could dunk and stuff, but
I get rim stuffed every time I try. So
that's all good. Happens to the best of us.
I can barely hit the middle of the net, so I'm 6'2", so I'm uncoordinated and unathletic at this point in my life. But anyways, Clarion University, did you guys have your whole entire season canceled last year?
Yeah, it was really frustrating because at one point we thought we were going to play in the spring, and then we got to the end of the fall semester and a vote went out, and they were like, only 3 of our teams in our conference want to play. So they just shut it all down, and we ended up just practicing the whole year. It was a rough one, but we got better. So excitement going towards the next year coming up. So.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, you got an extra 2 years. You're a redshirt freshman.
Yeah.
And so you're going 6, right? 6 years,
I'll
hopefully.
6 years in college, probably, hopefully. So
you'll be buying everybody beer by the time you graduate. Yeah. Talk us through where are you from originally?
Richmond, Virginia. So I was born in Florida, and we moved up here when I was like young, kindergarten, pretty much. So I claim Richmond, and that's about it. Yeah.
VA.
Sir.
Do you have any? Did you look at any other schools besides Clarion?
Yeah, coming out of high school, I was well recruited. I mean, I had a lot of offers, but then at the end of the day, I really looked at like a solid 5 of them. It was between Tennessee Tech, St. Francis, Tennessee Martin, Clarion, and the University of Charleston. But I just felt at home at Clarion, and the coaching staff was really good. So yeah.
It's not that far of a ride home.
It's like
you gotta take that Tappan Zee Bridge.
You know, at the QB position, man, give some type of advice for the future quarterback that wants to pursue that position. What tools do you think you should have if you want to become a quarterback?
It's definitely a lot of coaches nowadays look at the footwork a lot. I know growing up, I wasn't always the fastest kid. I mean, I've sped up my feet a lot now, but I was a slower feet. Now I picked it up more, but forward for sure. And the knowledge of the game a lot. Like coaches nowadays are trying to teach kids younger now, the more knowledge of the game, coverage on the defensive fronts, which I wish I knew when I was younger, like in the middle of high school probably. I know it now, but if that would have been a huge help when I was a junior and senior in high school. But yeah, definitely. And as much as you can, try to get out there and throw. It strengthens your arm as much as people don't know it. Throwing it over and over strengthens your arm a lot more than people think. So
yeah, and I feel like for me, like, I think having that vision too, making the right reads, as best as you can. I'm assuming that's a big part as well in the QB position, just to not get too worried about making turnovers, but just trying to make the right reads the best way you can. Wow.
So, talk us through what are you doing school wise? What are you studying?
I'm a sports management major right now, but I'm looking to minor in either social media or coaching. I'm not sure yet because I will be graduating my undergraduate program. Well, 2 years technically, I guess. So I'm looking to minor in something else afterwards. Haven't decided which one because I do want to stick around the game after I'm done playing it. I want to either coach or be in the front office of hopefully an NFL team or even an NCAA team. Doesn't matter. So I want to stick around the game.
So I see a lot of our guests, kind of choosing that route because I mean, there's only so many spots on a roster, once you're done with college, and I see a lot of people choosing that route. I mean, I would love to still be a part of the game. I mean, the only thing I can really be a part of is watching on Sundays and Saturdays and playing Madden every once in a while. That's good. I mean, you know what you want to do, and you have a couple of years to decide what you want to choose, further down the road. Do you have any option or any interest in possibly entering a transfer portal?
I've not thought about that right now at all. Right now, I'm just sticking out with Clarion. I'm riding with them. From what I know, I believe they have social media and coaching at Clarion, so I can stick out there. I found a really good home right now, I think, and I think I'm going to stay right now. This is where I'm home for me right now.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about, where the love of the game came from, growing up.
Love of the game. Oof. So I would have to say when I was younger, I had a really good friend in Florida, and his dad and my dad took us to the Florida-Tennessee football game. I was maybe 3 or 4. I remember being in the nosebleeds of the section, but that game was packed. I mean,
yeah.
Eventually I started looking around. I was like, this is packed. I watched the game. It was a great game. I forgot who won the game because I was just too young to even remember.
Yeah.
But then we started going to more and more games with me and my dad. I just fell in love with the game, and then I started playing flag whenever the first chance I had. I just stuck with it. I was never a quarterback till middle school, though. I was a tight end and DN for a while.
I was about to say, I picture you a tight end.
Yeah.
Your height, your build.
I went to middle school. My coach was like, "You play baseball, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I need a quarterback." He's like, "Come here." And I just started throwing. And from that day on, I became a quarterback. It was never supposed to happen, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a lucky draw.
Yeah, and that's how it happens, right? It's like strange how what the universe, sends to you, and you never think about that. You're thinking you're playing baseball, and now a football coach wants to see you at the quarterback position, and that's amazing, man. And like you said, you're taking it all in right now on that position. What would you say like the hardest part is about being a quarterback, or what the grind is really like, on a daily basis?
The hardest part of being a quarterback is definitely a lot of eyes and pressure on you, for sure, without a doubt. The grind, there's a lot of a mental grind in there too, a lot, because I mean, I know before I go to bed, I try to read the playbook at least 10 to 15 minutes a night, just because to keep it fresh in my head, especially right now since we're not on campus. I'm at home. But there's a lot of I wake up every morning, try to go get a run in at least, or go to my trainer. But I mean, every day I'm trying to do something to better myself in that position. So
I like it.
Yeah, that's the one thing I would hate being a quarterback. I remember in high school, I got the playbook, and we ran like some basic. I played tight end. We ran some basic, stuff. But I'm sitting there and I'm looking at all these other plays. I'm like, how the hell? How do you remember this on top of schoolwork? Like, is that some sort of challenge, or it just comes natural to you?
Well, I'm dyslexic, so it comes really hard. Like, learning is a big thing for me. So like, I'm more of a see it and mental rep kind of guy. Even reps help me a lot more. So like in school, I'm thinking about football in the classroom. I know it's terrible to say, but I'm always thinking about it. And then I just had to draw. I get a whiteboard and I draw down our plays all the time. And then I have my boys quiz me like all the time, like draw up this play, go out there, write it out from scratch. So that's what really helps me out. I mean, our playbook is it's crazy. I've had 3 different OCs since college. Yeah. I mean,
you got to change your QB sleeve up every practice.
Sleeve. It's hand signals, straight hand signals.
Hand signals. Yeah. Top 5 quarterbacks right now. Who's in your top 5 right now?
Should we go current or all time?
Yeah.
Current NFL right now. Current quarterbacks in NFL.
I gotta go Aaron Rodgers, of course. Hey man, Rodgers, he's an arm on him. Pat Mahomes, of course. I gotta say Brady, even though we were talking about him earlier. I mean,
we'll get to him later.
You see, the next 2 is hard for me.
I'm hoping you say somebody that you kind of remind me. Yeah.
Hey, Josh Allen. I mean, he was balling last year. And as much as I'm a Pittsburgh fan, I want to say Big Ben, he's not in the top 5 anymore.
He falls apart. I have a mental breakdown probably every single season.
My 5th spot is open to toss-up. So
Justin Herbert.
If I got to go with anybody else, I mean, he played football here in Richmond. I got to say Russell. So
I was just about to say, where he should have been. He should have been one of those first ones, man. Because Russell Wilson, man, he's one of my favorites as well. For me, it's Pat Mahomes. I have to say it, Brady, and Russell Wilson. I just feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I just feel like what you're built from what I've seen in the videos. Do you watch a little bit of Russell Wilson as well, with the smaller quarterbacks being very more popular now as each year gets going?
I believe that.
Yeah, that's good.
Kyler Murray gets wrapped up way too easily, though.
Yeah, I don't know. It's Kyler. He has his days where he's like, he's balling, and then there's days where wow, he looks terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But that might be it, though. The height might be, I don't know. Is that a problem a little bit with being a smaller quarterback, or is it just it's all mental?
At my school, I'm 6'4". I mean, I'm taller than most of our quarterbacks. There's another kid that's pretty big with me, but I was 5'8" at one point in high school, and I struggled. Yeah, I had a huge spurt.
You definitely.
I was around 5'8"
did
freshman year, and I spurted up, but I struggled my first year in high school because I was like a short guy. My 2 best friends were like 6'2". I was like, I'm never gonna grow. But I think surprisingly, people are starting to lean towards smaller quarterbacks right now. I don't know why, but I guess it is what the game's turn into sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Charles, you hear that? There's still hope for you.
Man, I am 30 years old. I have a daughter. I'm done growing. Hopefully my daughter can have a growth spurt. Hopefully.
Yeah, I don't want any more growth spurts on my end. My kids are way too tall.
Yeah, they are.
But yeah, you have your eligibility in place. What are your thoughts on this new name, image, and likeness bill that had passed?
My opinion, I think it's great, especially for athletes who I know they were talking about Bryce Young, the quarterback from Alabama. He hasn't even played a game yet. He's up in the 7 figures. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I just saw today Mikey Williams, the high school hooper. He just signed a contract, and he's supposed to make up to millions in that one. I mean, I think it's great. I mean, of course, I haven't done anything yet, so.
Archie Manning slated to make $10 million.
Yeah, I keep hearing these numbers tossed around. I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, you got to get a piece in that, man. You got to get a piece in that.
I'm trying.
I know you will. You will, bro.
I think it's a smart idea. I think it was a good move. So
definitely was. I've been saying it for a while. The college players, they leave more out there. They play harder. I forget what game it was. I think it was Penn State, Miami last season. Pretty much the whole entire starting offense and defense for Penn State got wiped out. And they were down 20 guys. And the backups game, it was a close game. It was a really close game. And that just goes to show you, yeah, your guys are out, but hey, we're gonna play. The backups are going to play. They're fighting for a spot. So at the end of the day, these guys play a lot harder with a lot more heart and integrity and grit than these billionaire princesses playing the game for, they're living the lavish life. But, I digress.
Oh man.
What do you like to do what do you like to do for hobbies, outside of football?
I'm a big sneakerhead, so I'm always shopping for shoes. Yeah, there you go. I'm always shopping for shoes. Last year, but I got a puppy now, so I'm always outside playing with him a lot more now. We go on hikes a lot. My school is in the mountains, so we have a couple nice little trails here and there. Nice. And I like to spend my time mainly outdoors, just because. Although I do have a new PS5, so I've been gaming a lot.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I've been playing Warzone a lot recently.
Ooh.
Yeah, everybody's playing that Warzone.
Everybody's playing that. Yeah,
I'm telling you, I think I lost a solid 3.5 to 4 hours a night. Like it's. My girl gets mad at me. She's like, "You gonna start talking to me anymore?" I'm like, "I'm sorry, I'm playing the game."
Oh man, I think we'd end up dead if we did that.
Oh man, that's crazy. We talked a little bit about it, man. You guys not having a season last year. 2020 was very, horrible for the whole world. What did you take out of 2020?
Well, for me, I went through my freshman year. I got really big, really fat, pretty much. I lost like 55, 60 pounds of fat. I got I was really big. I was mad at myself. I came home like, damn, I need to lose weight. So I lost a lot of weight, and I feel like I matured more as a person in my eyes. Just like seeing all this stuff happening because COVID hit, and then there was a lot of riots and stuff. Mm-hmm. So then I started like looking into things, and I got my boy's brother. I think of him as like a bigger brother. He was talking to me a lot through he was just talking to me about life and stuff. I started seeing stuff in different views. I don't know. I thought I matured more as a man, I guess. I think it helped me a lot through school too. Even though we were on Zoom, it helped me find a little bit of more of a study habit of when to study, how to study better. Because online tests, even though you think they would be easy, you have the camera on. And you're like, you pick your hands up, the teacher's looking at you like this. It helped me lock in a lot more than I thought it was going to help me. I thought it was going to be a mess. I was like, oh man, like my college life's destroyed. But it definitely helped me through a lot. So
nice. That's good.
Now, Charles likes to throw out. I'm going to throw this question on, right? We play a little game with some of our, sports guests. I'm taking over this one, all right?
Go ahead.
So you're in the Super Bowl.
Oh.
You're on, we'll call it the 35-yard line. There's 15 seconds to go. You have Randy Moss, Jerry Rice, T.O., Marvin Harrison, and let's just throw in Larry Fitzgerald.
Oh, jeez.
They all get the separation. You as a quarterback, who are you throwing to and why?
Larry Fitt got it off the bat because I forgot what the numbers were. I forgot what they were. He has more tackles in the last, I think they said 5 years, which is 3 tackles and drop passes. Like my man is Mr. Reliable. Like he's been thrown to so many times and his hands are just like glue. I'm throwing to Larry Fitt for sure.
Oh, I don't blame you.
I want him to get a ring so bad, man.
I don't think he will.
I know.
I thought he was going to retire after this year, but he's still pushing. So good for him.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
they got the tools in Arizona now. I don't know. So hopefully,
yeah. The defense is looking strong. So let's see what Kyle Murray can do, man. What's his third year now? Third year?
I think going into
Yeah, third year. So now expectations are the expectation is higher. So come on, Larry Fitzgerald. And it's a tough NFC, but hopefully they can make some noise, man. That was a great question, Dan. I like that one.
I had to. You take the credit all the time. I finally had to step my game up.
Well, who was your coach?
Me personally?
Oh, go ahead.
I mean, Moss grows in the end zone.
That is
once
true.
he does this, throw that shit.
Yeah. Can't argue that one.
But yeah, Randy Moss. Who else did you say, Dan? You said Randy Moss.
I
Larry
said Randy
Fitzgerald.
Moss, Jerry Rice, T.O., Marvin Harrison, and Larry Fitzgerald.
I think mine would be Randy Moss and T.O. See, T.O. he could break tackles after the catch because he's so strong. Come on, this guy played off the broken leg in the Super Bowl, so I'm like, come on, anything's possible with this man. But I'll probably go Randy Moss and Jerry Rice because Jerry Rice is just the GOAT in my opinion.
But now you got to narrow it down. You got to pick one.
Fuck it, Randy Moss. Gotta go 84.
Moss grows in the end zone.
Talk a little bit about how important your family has been, in your life, and obviously through elementary, middle school, high school, now college, man.
Well, let's see. Going back when I really found out I was dyslexic, my parents had taken me out of the public school system and took me to a smaller private school for 2 years to help me get better at reading, I guess, and get in my comfort zone. And then they put me back, and they helped me a lot. So I'm appreciative for both my parents on that one. And then I think middle school was fine. It was just middle school. And then I got to high school, and I struggled a little bit in high school, but they helped me through that. And then my junior year, I was at a public school, and not knocking them at all. We weren't getting the job done, and we were handing the ball off like 45 times a game. I was only throwing a couple times. I wasn't getting college looks. So I transferred to a private school, and I'm very thankful for my parents for that because they got behind me real quick. They're like, you know what, he wants to pursue a dream of going to college with football. We're going to help him. So they found the right school for me, and I transferred over there. And, I mean, private school in Virginia, I don't know about where you guys are, but tuition is not cheap, so I'm appreciative for helping me pay for that. So it got me through a lot, and then I went to bigger and better, and I found the Clarion course. So my family's a big part, especially my two little sisters. They look up to me sometimes, most of the time, I guess. My sister, my middle sister, they actually followed me and went to my private school. My middle sister actually just committed to go play a softball in Division III, but I'm proud of her for that one. And my little sister is about to be a senior now, but I think she's looking to go on to Central Florida, hopefully, and cheering on the competitive cheer team. So it's a house full of athletes. So, we're always trying to be the main alpha male. We got to be the main athlete in the family. So I feel like we're all the best ones. So, I mean, family's a big part for me. So.
And again, it's so important that now athletes are getting paid in college, man. And I wish you and your two other sisters, man, the best of luck, because this is the time to be really, really great now and just go after not just the money part, but just try to be the best version of yourself, the best way you can. And that's exciting, man, for sure.
I think my middle sister might get paid before any of us, to be honest. I don't know. I just see her getting it before me, so I hope she does.
There you go. Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I know you just said, your freshman, sophomore year in high school, you passed the ball off a lot. I'm seeing here, you absolutely demolished your junior and senior year in high school, and it's definitely a good thing you went there. 7,000 passing yards, 73 touchdowns, 700 rushing yards, and 10 rushing touchdowns. I'm sorry to bring up the old accolades, but could you have seen yourself? What did you do as far as rushing at your first high school?
Not much. We were Power I. My junior year at my first high school, I broke out a little more, and then injury sidelined me. So when I got back, we had a dog at running back. His name is Wesley Duggar. He went to Davidson. Sadly, I think he was in the transfer portal, and I don't think it worked out anymore for him. but he was in the top 3 in the FCS for rushing for the last 3 years before that. So he was a dog. I don't blame them for handing the ball off, but like I wanted some love too, you know.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't working out. And then we got a new head coach, and he was even more old high school types, hand the ball off. And I was like, I can't do it. And so I transferred for a good reason. I threw like one game, I threw 64 times. We tried to run the game. Like, I think we tried running it like 4 times in the game. It just wasn't working out. My coach was like, all right, let's air it out. My junior year, we had a stud receiver. He broke a lot of records around Richmond. So he's at Virginia Tech now, but we just were like, throw the ball to Tink. I think we scored like 4 times together, 5 times in that game together. So, yeah.
Running up the scoreboard. What was the final score of that game?
It's about to sound
triple digits.
So we lost that game 84-68.
What?
Yeah. I'm telling you, when I sat down, I would sit down, I'd be like, let me catch my breath. Touchdown. I'm like, let's go back out. We scored. We got 2 touchdowns called back on us, or it would be even closer. But there was no defense played that day at all.
Wow, 84-68.
Yeah.
Insane.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Crazy. Well, I was going to ask you, what was your favorite moment throughout the playing football? I'm pretty sure was that a game? Well, even though again the results wasn't what you wanted, but was that a game that you remember for a long time?
If we got to go with memorable, it was probably my senior year. We played our biggest rival on my birthday. I'm now 4th in Richmond of all time passing a single game. I threw for 585 and 7 touchdowns in that game. We still lost it. But that was definitely my birthday game. That's what I call it.
Birthday game.
Those are some NFL numbers.
Yeah. Well, my offense was crazy. Like, all credit to my receivers. I think my senior year, I have one of my teammates with me in Clarion now. But my senior year, I think all my receivers went to college to play football. So, yeah.
That's an incredible game.
None of our defense, we were just rough on defense, but.
Oh, man, I know you're from Virginia, but do you see a difference in the likeness of college football coming further north? Because like where we are, the only 2 teams you get a UMass and you get BC, both crappy conferences, and frankly, nobody around here wants to watch college football except for me. I'm on my phone every Saturday, every Friday night.
College football down here is another level, especially in Richmond. We have a lot of guys in college right now playing football. I got a couple of my friends that are at Clemson. I got a couple of my friends that are Old Dominion. We got some Boston College kids now too, but there's a lot of Division I guys now, even Division II around here. And we have, I want to say 5 or 6 in the NFL right now, and 4 were just drafted recently in the last 3 years. So Richmond in general, even down just in Virginia, football is crazy, especially watching college. So even when I go up to school, like Saturday night, it sucks playing at 12 a lot of the times because I'm like, damn, I don't get to watch the games. College game day, I don't get to watch it.
Right.
But we run home normally and try to finish watching some games. But yeah, I watch a lot of football, especially I know me, myself, and my friends do.
That's why I'm an Oregon Duck fan.
Hey.
They're playing at 1 o'clock. Okay.
Right.
4 o'clock, 5 o'clock our time. All right, I'll take it.
Exactly.
But you got to answer the question. Are you a Tech fan or are you a Virginia fan?
Ooh. No pressure, though.
I got to go.
There's pressure. Plenty of pressure.
Got to go with the Hokies.
Yeah,
I'm about to get a lot of hate for that one if my friends are watching.
Once that Sandman hits, everybody goes nuts.
I went to one of those games, a night game. Oh, my goodness. That thing was like the atmosphere gave me chills. I was like, I'm ready to play. Like, come on, let's go.
You come over here and you go to a BC game. There's like a handful of people, and nobody's paying attention, even UMass. But hey, I would much rather take. I got Fitchburg State down the street from me. I would go and watch that over any product, UMass or BC puts out there. And I mean, I think honestly, Division II, Division III teams, they play a lot harder, and they don't get enough credit.
We don't. There's a lot of, especially my conference. I haven't seen much other conferences playing live, but I mean, I've taken a lot of visits to like the West Virginia conferences, North Carolina conferences up there. But there's a lot of good ball playing, especially in the PSAC. Like, I think our top 5 teams last year played in the playoffs. And I mean, those 5 teams were incredible. Definitely, I've seen Division III teams. Those games are intense because they got nothing to lose.
Mm-hmm.
They're just playing the hearts out. So, yeah,
and they get into it. They get like it's great. Like the eye black that they draw on their faces.
Yeah,
they go absolutely balls to the wall.
There's 2 D3 teams that are in Virginia. It's called Hampton-Sydney and Randolph-Macon. Those games when they play each other are so crazy. Like, it's a huge rivalry because it's like an hour and a half from each other. The game's packed. Like, it looks like it could be like a low met D1 game. Like, the game is ridiculously packed. So, yeah.
Wow.
Do you guys have any like crazy rivals?
We got a couple. I mean, we play a team, Slippery Rock. They just had the D2 Heisman last year. We have like it's like a milk jug. They call it the milk jug or something like that with them. We have another team, IUP. It's like Indiana, University of Pennsylvania. They're pretty good. They're our rival. We haven't beat them in recent years, but it's going to change this year. Promise y'all that. But
take notes.
Yeah,
take notes.
And then we had our first game last year was packed. I think we went to Shippensburg University. It's the other side of the conference, but I think there was like 8,000 out there. So it was pretty packed as well. That's another rival. We hadn't beat them in 40 years. We beat them last year. So they're coming to our house this year, and I'm pretty sure they want revenge. So it's going to be a good.
That's a game you got circled. Do you feel like do you feel pressure when you get that many people watching you? I mean, when I played sports, I'd be lucky if I got 50 people at a game, and I'm like, oh man, I can't miss this free throw.
It was our first game of the season too. It was my first college game ever. So it was like I didn't play. I knew I wasn't gonna play, but like I had butterflies. I was like, damn, like this is the first time I've ever been in front of this many people. Like it was crazy. And then, I mean, there's some games at home that I was like, I got nervous for just because I knew I was like on alert to play, and they were packed, and I was like, I can't embarrass myself, can't do it. So, yeah.
Hey, talk a little bit about, how does it feel? Like I've always, I've asked guys that I know that play football, like, for example, like, how does it feel to get hit? Now for you, like the type of player you are, if you get hit, do you get right back up and it just gives you more juice, or are you just like, shit, that shit kind of hurt?
So for me, before every game, when I'm playing and I know I'm playing, I'm a little nervous. When I get hit, it comes out of me real quick. I'm like, all right, first hit, I'm good. I'm ready to play. In the spring game, I took off on a run for like 25 yards, and I started getting bounced around a little bit, ping pong pretty much. And the corner flipped me, like my knees touched my head. And I was like, I want to get up. My neck's hurting. I was like, pop back up. I'm like, all right, come on. But adrenaline's in my body, so I don't feel it at the time. I woke up the next morning. Oh, my God.
Man, because of me being a basketball player, it's obviously different. But I always try to put myself like, man, if I ever played football, what would happen? I can't imagine myself being 5'5" and a linebacker is looking his chops ready for me. If I was a running back or something, I don't know how I would take that hit. But I guess
I think Sony Michelle's taller than you.
Seriously, man. I love my height, 5'5", man. Shout out to all the 5'5", 5'4", 5'3" guys out there and women out there.
You're getting into a slippery range.
Oh man, winding down a little bit, man. what's the goals for you lined up, in the next few years that you want to achieve, that you would like to achieve,
As far as in
college, your rest of your college career, academics and athletics, what are you trying to achieve?
Well, I just broke like the 3.0 barrier for myself, overall grade average, but I want to get up to like 3.5s academic wise. But then I really want my master's as well. I'm trying for that. On the field wise, I'm shooting for like first team all conference, and then eventually, hopefully, I can make it to the first team all American. And then I want a shot. I just want one shot at the NFL, like even a practice squad, something like that. I just want to prove I can fit in. So those are my goals right now, as it is. And after that, I'm not sure yet.
See, that's what I love about athletes. They always want to make it to that next level, regardless of what type of position that they could be in. You don't care if you're on the practice squad. If you get picked up by our New England Patriots, you're there.
Any team, honestly, God, any team. I'll take the CFL, to be honest. Like, it's still good ball up there. I mean, it doesn't matter where I'll go.
Do you see a lot of guys going into the CFL and even what's the other one? I think they're coming back with the XFL again.
We're bringing it back, but I am seeing a lot of guys. But I think CFL has like every team only can bring in 30-something Americans. I'm pretty sure that's the rule. I'm not sure, because I was watching a video on it the other day. But I don't know. Our coach, my first OC from college is actually the running backs coach in Ottawa. So I'm not sure. He says he loves it up there right now, and he says it's really competitive. They're in camp right now, but I see a lot of lower level D1 and D2 guys in the CFL right now. So if that's where I land, I mean, I land there. It doesn't matter.
Keeps you playing, keeps you motivated.
Game.
Are you on any? I know you just said that you dropped 50 pounds?
Yeah.
Are you on any type of crazy diet or
I was on a
keto like
diet.
that?
I was on a keto diet, and then now I'm just like on a calorie deficit just to maintain that playing weight. I went in last year when we didn't play at all. I was at like 219, and I was a twig. I felt awful. Like I need to put 10 pounds back on. So like I put it back on a muscle, but now I'm trying to like maintain it. So like it's my playing weight, hopefully. But yeah, it's like I'm averaging like 228s. I'm trying to stick around there. So like I'm trying to watch what I eat. I don't eat in the mornings until like 12. So like intermediate fasting, I guess they call it. And I try to stay away from the sweets, but I have a sweet tooth. So
oh yeah, me too. You should see my car with all the candy wrappers and junk I have lined up in there. But yeah, I mean, it's great hearing your story, and it's definitely something that we would love to follow you and follow your journey. And we hope that everybody here took something away from this. Don't count the little guys out, because the little guys have bigger dreams than the big guys right now. And that's something I would love to see, is you pursuing the next chapter and the next level. Without a doubt, because I mean, from what I've seen, I mean, can we watch this on TV? Is it on a special?
We have like 6 games this year on ESPN Plus, or 2 or 3.
Oh, really?
We're always on ESPN a couple games of the year. Depends which one. I know it's either Plus, 2 or 3. There's always a mix up. Like I'm not sure. I know we're on Plus every time, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely. I mean, I love college football, so that's all I gotta say. College football, I'd take college football over the NFL any day.
Absolutely.
But, yeah, I mean, it was great, talking to you, getting to know you, and hopefully, once you guys kick the snot out of I'm trying to watch my language. Once you kick the snot out of IUP, we're gonna have you on here for a victory lap.
Hope so.
But, yeah, man, it's been great talking to you. Charles, you got anything else?
I just got one more question, man. One more question. Before a game, man, who's on your playlist right now? Who are you listening to? To get you amped up.
So my tradition before every game, no matter what, it's Lil Uzi, Dark Queen. Gotta listen to it. I don't know. I started doing that my junior year, and it's in my head all the time. It's like I don't know why it gets me pumped up, but it just does. But playlist wise, it's a lot of the Lil Baby, some G Herbo, but in Future, I got my man Future. I got to rock with him, man.
Yeah. He needs to drop a nice album. Man. Yeah. It's been a minute. I want the old Future back.
Yeah, thank you.
I need it.
I just listen to Jock Jams. I used to have that on the CD and the Walkman. I didn't have the headphones, so I had the little connectable auxiliary cord speakers as we walking out to Jock Jams. Yeah, man, we look forward to seeing your journey throughout your collegiate career, and hopefully the future holds nothing but the best of you. And we'll, like I said, we'll get you on here for a victory lap.
Sounds good.
Hey, one more thing, man. Hey, shout out Puerto Rico, man.
Yes, sir.
Shout out Puerto Rico, man. Definitely. I want to go there one day.
It's
as
beautiful.
Well. Yeah.
We meet right in the middle. Charles is in the DR. I'm in El Salvador.
Oh yeah, take a nice little trip.
Good.
Having
me on here for sure.
Yeah, definitely, man. We appreciate you. Wish you best of luck, bro.
Thank you.
Take it easy. Man. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the grit, the determination that he has to not only get a bachelor's degree, he wants to come in and get his master's degree.
Mm-hmm.
All that while playing football.
More than an athlete, man. I'm telling you.
Man, that's why I love college athletics.
Yes.
And who knows, we might take the avenue of just picking up college.
Might have to, man. That's the way it's going right now.
College is where it's at.
A lot of these players need to tell their stories, man. And really appreciate Taylor for coming on and talking some football, talking about his journey through the game and in life in general. And we're wishing him the best, man.
And just seeing where he's gonna end up,
Yeah.
By that, I love hearing stories.
Yeah, exactly.
Why they're playing the sport that they choose, why they're doing this, and why they picked a certain sport over other sports.
And all of our guests, man, again, we're undefeated. They're all been humble individuals, and Taylor seems like he's very humbled and really motivated to just be great at what he does best, and that's at the quarterback position and just in life in general. So that's a real sight to see. And again, like you said, Dan, it's college football season, man. I feel like everybody's going to come out the gate this season.
They're hungry, they're motivated, but I don't know if you've noticed this. Yeah, I don't have a bone to pick with Dave Portnoy, but I kind of have a bone to pick with Dave Portnoy.
Okay.
The fact that he went and said, I don't care if you're whatever, if you're a D1 athlete and you breathe at me, I'm going to sign you. I love the fact that, he's doing something, but in reality, you're filling out the application, and I'm following their Instagram account, and it's every day there's about 10 to 15 new players that they signed. I get it. Your brand is off the charts, without a doubt. Yeah, Barstool. Everybody knows Barstool.
Right.
Not a lot of people like what they stand for, but at the end of the day, you're signing all these players, and all you're doing is sending them a box of merch that only Barstool athletes can get. What are you doing for these individuals?
Unfair, man.
Are you helping them? Are you guiding them to what they're going to do after football, after baseball, after basketball, all this? Are you going to help them? Because I'm pretty sure they don't give a crap about some of these athletes.
No.
I mean, take it for what it's worth, but that's just my opinion on it. I mean, yeah, I love it. I love that, Dave Portnoy's doing this. I wish we could do something like that. Who knows? Maybe we have something in the works. I don't know. But at the same time, I just feel like just the way that he said it, if you're a D1 athlete and you breathe at me.
Yeah, it's not giving any credit to the D2 athletes, D3, because like we said with Taylor, man, these D2, D3 athletes, man, they play harder than the D1 athletes sometimes, because again, the D1 athletes, they already know it's a safety net for them. They know all they gotta literally have to do is have 4 or 5 good games, and then their chance to the NFL or NBA or it's right there. For the D2 and D3 athletes, they got to work a little bit harder, even though it does happen. D2 and D3 athletes do get drafted to professional leagues and stuff, but they just got to work harder than the D1 athletes, and something has to change in that perspective of just like giving everybody a chance to just really show what they can do, and then you'll see what they can do, and then you make your decision on if you want to sign them to this or that, but just don't put yourself in one lane with D1 athletes. And this is no shade at D1 athletes.
No,
you're D1 athletes for a reason, and we both respect every athlete. We just want everybody to get the same share of growth, so that's what it's all about.
It is. And that's not a hot take. I possibly have a hot take coming up in a little bit.
I might have another one too.
With LaFlop. With LaFlop. It's gonna be French now. LaFlop. No, I mean, I don't know. I'm just I think. No, I'm gonna get into it after the break.
Okay.
But the NBA Finals, they've come and gone. It's not what the NBA wanted. You look at the ratings from this year, the viewers per night compared to last year, even compared to the year before. It's honestly follow the superstar, follow the superstar, follow the super team. Why? Giannis is I think I've changed my tune on Giannis because he's not in it for the super team. He's throwing shade at James Harden. I did not have to go to super team. Who's that? I mean, James Harden. Harden, Kyrie, Kevin Durant, AD, LeBron. They all need to form these super teams. I love this NBA Finals for the sole reason you're not getting the same product every year. You're not getting the same final 2 teams that you typically get. I wished for a different outcome because I really wanted Chris Paul and Devin Booker to get that, but I'm happy either way. I don't know how you feel about that.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I'll take it a step even further. Like the reason why I love this finals in particular as well, because we got to see more players that we didn't see. We got to see on the Suns side, Mikal Bridges, from the Suns. We got to see Devin Booker perform at the highest level, his first playoff run, in his career. We had obviously the Hall of Famer, in my opinion, Chris Paul, get a chance. He had a chance to win it, but he couldn't get it done. But I even liked his press conference. When it comes to the media part, I just try to break them down a little bit. After a loss, I feel like you can't ask a player after a tough loss how you feel about it. What do you think they're gonna feel about it? They're gonna be like, man, I'm pissed off that we lost. But there was a question, I forget who asked Chris Paul, and they made it seem like he was about to retire. And Chris Paul just said, listen, I'm not retiring right now. We just got to get back and refocus again and get to work. And that's all that matters. We tend to just do too much or assume too much with these athletes because we put them at a high pedestal. Obviously, LeBron, KD, Curry, all those champions are already proven. They get that title because they've earned it, right? But we get to see Giannis, perform his first finals. Drew Holiday, who played great defense all playoffs. Chris Middleton playing like a superstar, and Brooke Lopez, Bobby Portis, PJ Tucker, the whole gang, Pat Connaughton, it just the list goes down and down. So, again, and I feel bad for Monte Williams because he's one of my favorite coaches. And I really respect what he did while the Bucks were celebrating. He went to their locker room and just gave them credit and told them that they made him a better coach and their team. And that's sports right there, man. This is why I love sports, because you still have great people in that field that care about the game, that respect the game. So, it was a good finals, competitive. We got to see a lot of names that we didn't know. I feel bad for Jay Crowder, former Celtic, 2 finals in a row, couldn't get it done. But again, I just feel like that Suns team, they're hungry. I think they learned they're young enough to run it back. Hopefully, the West is going to be crazy, but this finals was great, man. It was really good.
Definitely was. I mean, I picked with you for once.
You did.
And you let me down.
I know, man.
Why did you do that?
They had it. The Suns had it. I just don't.
I had a feeling it was going the distance. I had a feeling it was going Game 7. The way that Game 5 just got completely out of hand, I knew it was over.
One of the best games by far I've ever watched too. Just the fact of, how it ended and stuff. But yeah, the Suns needed that Game 5, and I think they just couldn't recover from that emotional letdown. But shout out to Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks. If anybody saw it, PJ Tucker was definitely living his life at the parade they had today, drinking a lot of champagne and stuff. But they all deserve it. It's a great time for Milwaukee, and shout out to them for getting it done.
Definitely. We are gonna take a quick break. Who knows? Might be a hot take on the other side.
One or two.
We will be right back. All right. I'm ready to fire this.
Fire it.
Here it is. LeBron James, the biggest crybaby of all. Yes, he's the first NBA billionaire. Yes, okay. I don't care what anybody says. First NBA billionaire. I do not like LeBron James. I do not care for the man. Yes, he does a lot for, the city of Cleveland, but honestly, the man complained about this play-in tournament, ended up playing in the play-in tournament, and then getting bounced. Now, he's over here getting shown at the NBA Finals, star of Space Jam 2, which did awful, by the way. I'm hearing nothing but awful reviews. And not to mention the fact that what do you got going right now? You had Space Jam. You had everything rubbed in your face by the way that you complained. You have Giannis Antetokounmpo talking about super teams and how you're one of them. You're the leader of the super teams. And we just watched 2 non-super teams go ahead, play in the finals, and Giannis got his ring. I love it. LeBron, I do not care for you.
Oh,
I do not want you to touch anything with the Red Sox right now. Okay? I'm out on LeBron. I love what he does, with the school, stuff like that. I just think he's too cocky and too arrogant. I get it. You're one of the most iconic NBA players in the league right now. But no, you didn't get to that next level. You didn't make it to the finals. And you were sitting there complaining the whole entire season while you're on the bench. You're at your son's basketball games saying, trying to fight the announcer because he said, Bronny's only getting the calls because of LeBron. And you're trying to act all tough like you're going to go and fight the PA announcer? LeBron, I'm sorry. I'm done. My rant's over.
Oh, wow. Can I cool you down a little bit?
It had to be said. I mean, I don't care. Jordan is the GOAT. Space Jam 2 is garbage, and that just sealed the deal. It sealed the deal. Jordan is the GOAT.
It wasn't.
Hopefully they don't try and do a Space Jam 3.
It wasn't bad. I watched Space Jam 2. It wasn't bad. I do like the message part of, really focusing more on what your kids really want to do with their lives. It can't just be because you play a sport, you have to force your kids to play the sport that you play or just any other thing, But I did like it, compared to the first Space Jam. Obviously, the first Space Jam was better. But, LeBron, this is his second movie he was in, I believe. I think he was in a movie called Trainwreck. He had like a quick scene. But, this is I try not to judge him too much because it's his first big movie. And he seemed really excited about, playing this part in a huge movie in Space Jam. Did he try to make it better than the first one? Obviously. But, he didn't really get that part right. But at the same time, I liked it. I liked the message part. Him being a billionaire, I give him credit. Shout out to LeBron for that. I do agree with you. He did complain a little bit about, not having a play-in tournament, not doing this and that. While it would have made sense if everybody else was complaining. I mean, I'm pretty sure there was complaints because the season was rushed. Guys getting hurt here and there. Let's be honest. If Brooklyn was healthy, the Nets are winning the whole thing.
Brooklyn is favored to win next season. They're favored to win.
Yeah. Well, come on. You have three of the best, if not entertainers, top 3 scorers of all time. It's just amazing. I'm actually, depending on what the Celtics do, I might just be a Brooklyn Net fan. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But, it's just, I'm just joking, man. I'm just joking. But
you better be. You better be. If you're gonna be any fan at this point, be a Knicks fan.
Hey, they might make some noise too in the offseason.
The Nets just need to go back to New Jersey. That's it. They need to go back to that stinky state of New Jersey and just stay there.
Oh man, this is crazy. But yeah, man. Yeah, that, like you said, it needed to be said, and you said it, man. I'm hoping, for next year, I'm hoping for a better season. It'll be normal a little bit, but we'll see. Well, what if LeBron wins this next year?
I mean, I get it. That's what the NBA wants, but at the same time, I don't really care to see super teams. I want to see teams like we just saw.
Yeah, and that might be a new trend. Maybe Damian Lillard will stay now. Really just go after it. So we'll see.
But yeah, he's what in talks out in L.A.
Golden State, Boston, Knicks. Everybody wants to.
We're not a destination. Nobody wants to come here. Nobody wants to come here. Kyrie told everybody, "Don't go to Boston. Don't go to Boston. Don't go to Boston." I mean, when Kevin Love was here, Kelly Olynyk screwed everything up.
Yeah, he did that. And I think everybody's just judging what they did with Isaiah Thomas when he was here for us and how they treated that situation. And since then, it's been, I like it here, but I don't because all this stuff. But Danny Ainge is out, Brad Stevens is in. Let's see what he does, man. Let's see what the Celtics do.
The Seattle Kraken.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like the chemistry and feel of this team just by looking at their roster so far. I don't know what you're going to see out of them, to be honest. You know, it could be like Vegas. Once the expansion draft hit Vegas and they got their team up and running, they made it to the Stanley Cup Finals, I think, that year.
Yeah, they did.
And that was nuts. And just watching them play down there, watching them, you know, their pre-game. I mean, it's for every game. They're pre-games. I mean, you're in Vegas, you could do it up with the shows and the showmanship. Right. But Seattle, I mean, I don't know how well that's going to do out there, to be honest. And just looking at it, they got Yanni Gourde from Tampa, and he's going to be an absolute powerhouse for their first line. And of course, we had to give up Jeremy Lauzon. But it's going to be a tough hit for us. But at the same time, I like the expansion drafts, and I like to see which teams are pretty much invested in their players, who they're going to go ahead and reserve, and who they're going to go ahead and say, you can have this guy because we're in contract negotiations or something right now. And I think that shows more to the players. If you've earned your keep, you're going to be there. And that's just my take on it. I hope Seattle does it well. You know, I always thought that they wouldn't be the Kraken. I thought they would have been the Starbuckers or something. Seattle Starbuckers.
It doesn't really fit. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, but I mean, Seattle.
Yeah, I get it.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. You know, just hopping into, you know, we talked a little bit about it at the beginning of the show. The SEC.
Yeah.
I think Nick Saban is going to possibly poop his pants. Because if Oklahoma and Texas go ahead and join up in the SEC, like the rumors are saying,
dogfight,
they're going to push Auburn and Alabama out of the West Division and push them into the East. I don't have a good feel on Texas. I'm not big on Texas. Of course, everybody's up on Oklahoma. You know, they got Spencer Rattler. Ooh. He's got to earn himself. I honestly think Sam Howell of North Carolina is going to have a better season. He is a better, well put together quarterback than Spencer Rattler. It sucks that he plays in the ACC, which that conference, let's be honest, is run by Clemson. I think Clemson is not going to have that good of a team this year.
No.
And the fact is, you know, you lost your 3-year quarterback in Trevor Lawrence. You lost one of the best running backs in the ACC. I don't know. And then the commissioner of the SEC came out and said, you're going to have to play these games. You know, we invoked the 53-man roster last year. We lifted, you know, the restrictions on that just so you guys can get a full roster. You're expected to play these games. You're expected to play games as scheduled. And who knows? One small, we're halfway through 21. You know, and COVID's starting to make its return. If these players get taken down, they need to go ahead and up the vaccine. You know, I think they need to hit the 85% mark to not get tested every day and be able to not wear a mask inside. Yeah. And I think that's extra motivation for some of these players. But I think Alabama's in for a tough time, because who knows? Oklahoma's been great in the Big 12, but hey, what's going to happen to the Big 12?
I mean, to your Nick Saban point, Nick Saban, man, that Alabama, I have no worries with them, because it's like I feel like they're at the mindset where they're just like, it don't matter where you put us, we're gonna dominate. Now again, every conference is different, but at the same time, champions are champions. They know what they need to do. They know what it doesn't matter what happens if they get switched here or there. I just feel like Nick Saban is gonna have his boys ready no matter what the situation is. And in my opinion, they'll be undefeated. And possibly be in the rank. Yeah, they probably won't be undefeated, but they'll probably be in the playoff race and have an opportunity to win. So Alabama, man, they're one of my top favorites to win it this year. But who knows?
And I don't know. I want to see what this possible. Well, I don't think it would happen this season, anyways. I want to see how this the college football playoff expansion is going to play out, because I would love to see some other teams besides, we just talked about the NBA, same teams every year. You're seeing Alabama, Clemson, Alabama, Ohio State. You're lucky if you don't get Alabama in there. And they're the 33rd NFL team. To be honest, Actually, no. Let's just call them the 32nd. Miami or the Jets or Jacksonville. Jacksonville should go ahead and join up in the SEC.
Seriously, yeah. I think with I'm hoping new teams will be able to have opportunity to win, because like we just said earlier, man, I just feel like this college season, a lot of teams are just going to come out guns blazing, man, because I just feel like a different thing. Energy has changed in the college atmosphere when it comes to sports, man. Everybody wants to go get it now. Everybody has something to prove. Now, on top of that, now they're getting paid. So now basically you're going to get everybody's best shot. I feel like every weekend, is with college games, is going to be entertaining, just based off the fact now there's a purpose. There's always been a purpose, but now there's a bigger purpose. Now I can get money and still play very well and possibly get looked at these NFL teams. I just feel like, man, we're going to get the best. This is probably one of the best college seasons in a while, just based off of that.
I can't wait. And, some of these players that are getting these massive deals, I hope, I don't wish ill on anybody, but I hope, they come out flat-footed, or they got so much going on there. Oh yeah, I'm getting 50 grand, I'm getting 100, all this, and yeah, all of a sudden you're not living up to that hype, you're not living up to that name. And that's what brings me back to my Barstool point. They're just here, giving it out like a float on Macy's Day Parade, giving candy out.
It's a dangerous game to play, because again, like I think I said this last week, the only part that I'm worried about, or I said that a few episodes ago, the only thing I'm worried about is what you're saying. All these players are going to give it their all now, based off the fact that now they're getting paid more. Now does that switch into college with the college reputation of every player works hard, every player goes after it? Is this going to be a switch over to how the NFL is? Everybody's just going to be like going through the motion, or is there going to be more of an emphasis of just really wanting to play well and play hard and play and just give it your all? That's my only concern. I'm still all for every player getting their money, especially off their name. So, I just hope that college football will be, college sports in general, just continue to be the same level of intensity it's been, so far.
I hope so. And I just hope that, hopping into the MLB, I hope that the Red Sox are finally coming around to their senses after they had, a little hiccup in New York. But New York, that I think those two games that New York took out of that series, that mini series, was something that team needed.
Yeah,
the Yankees definitely needed that.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the Red Sox to go ahead and put up football numbers against the Toronto team, that's just insane. But
it woke them up. They woke them up. You need those. You need a few times to just get, either get swept in the series and just really wake up and just be like, okay, all right, now let's play. Especially losing to the Yankees, that's like a championship type of series. When you're going against the Red Sox and Yankees, both teams are just playing for reputation.
The thing was, they had pretty much all their star names on the COVID list.
Yeah,
from that, and they came out and wiped the table with you. I don't know. I never thought I would put this thought or sentence together, but the New York Mets are 3.5 games in front in the NL East.
Let's go. I'm rooting for them.
The Mets to me have been irrelevant since what? Mike Piazza?
Oh, my favorite catcher.
That's what I styled my little league on. Because I was on the Mets. I was on the Mets, playing little league. So hey, Mike Piazza. But it's insane, and hopefully we can get Alex on here to give us an update on who he likes to make it to the World Series and who he likes coming out of these divisions as well, and if what he sees in some of these teams after the All-Star break. Because hey, the Red Sox hit it. They had their they had their hiccup after the All-Star game. They lost that momentum, and they started slipping. But now they're kind of on the right track, if you will, and hopefully that just keeps going into the postseason. They don't even have to worry about a wild card, a 1-game wild card.
Right.
I mean,
I'm a little worried though. I don't know if is the season going to continue. It's COVID, because COVID is coming a little aggressive again, and it's actually affecting a lot more sports so far, especially the Olympics. But I just feel like I'm hoping the season continues. I don't even know. I don't even have a winner right now based off of that, because I just don't know if they're gonna have a season or not. Yeah, so it's getting real interesting as the summer's weirdly ending. Soon,
that, please.
I know it's just
crazy.
Where
we live.
Yeah, exactly. It's just crazy how the summers just feel like it's just going by every day. But hopefully the MLB season continues, and Red Sox, let's go, man. You got some momentum. Let's pick this up. Let's go. Like, why not?
What's happening right now in Japan?
Man, it's getting real tough every day, man. They're getting more stricter with their rules. I think it's probably just going to be like the bubble when it comes to all these sporting events. No crowds. Everybody's wearing a mask. Coaches wearing a mask. I'm pretty sure with track stars they can't wear masks while they're running, but I just feel like now with that, like they got to be near each other when they're running. How does that affect everything? And now it's just coming out. I mean, it's not just coming out, but even people getting vaccinated are still getting positive tests with them, and even worse, being back in the hospitals and stuff. So it's just a strange thing that's going on right now. Even with the NFL, it's getting a little ridiculous now. Now the NFL just came out saying that now if you're not vaccinated now, if teams get cases, now you get to forfeit. You know what I mean? You have to forfeit now, and that just puts a huge toll in it. I have a quote from DeAndre Hopkins. He's not a quote, but he tweeted, said, "Never thought I would say this, but being put in a position to hurt my team because I don't want to partake in the vaccine is making me question my future in the NFL." So that's even tough to even hear for one of the best receivers in the game. And how do you feel about that, man? Because I just feel like that, the past 2 years the NFL has been not losing their viewers or fans, but the reputation now is just getting, a little out of hand. How do you feel about, what's going on with the new rules being put in?
I just want to say that I love DeAndre Hopkins for one reason. The man made a TikTok and said, "I am not doing TikTok. I will not sign up for TikTok. I will not make a TikTok." That's kind of the same mindset as me, but here we are. Look right at the bottom of your screen. Follow us on TikTok.
Hey, shout out Ant Promo One. Hey, shout out Ant for throwing that energy out for us. Thank you, Ant, for helping me. I've been telling Dan this the past few weeks, and now we involved with the TikTok gang. So
I don't know how to use it. I don't even have it on my phone.
I know. I just get updates from everybody. How we're doing.
But looking at what's going on right now for the men's national teams playing basketball.
Yeah.
Who do you like to win the whole entire thing? If the Olympics are still gonna go on, I don't even like the fact that the Olympics are still gonna go on without fans.
Yeah,
you postponed it a year, and you couldn't have done that another year with fans. I mean, people want their countrymen and their other teammates in the stands cheering them on. They want their fans in the stands from their country. That's one of the things I love about the Olympics. Is you just see those sections of the crowds, wearing their different flags, showing their pride for their countries. And I'm kind of against the Olympics at the same time because you don't really, like we talked with Theo, outside of the Olympics, you're not watching track. Outside of the Olympics, are you watching gymnastics?
Right.
No, are you watching any of these sports? I would love to watch and see college wrestling.
Yeah,
like not the WWF. Sorry, not the WWE. The WWE. Sorry, I grew up watching the WWF, but I can't. There's some sports that I would love to watch on TV, and wrestling's definitely one of them.
Right?
Because it's all. I mean, they're going to move into UFC, MMA, possibly, and they go ahead and wrestle at the Olympics, but outside of the Olympics, that's not being shown.
Right.
And unless you have the Olympic gold medal channel on your TV subscription and they show the trials and the other heats and all this other stuff from these sports that you're not typically paying attention to. But I don't know. My mind has a mind of its own. I just go on a path. But who do you like to win?
Well, and just one more thing, like, how does it look with the men's Olympic basketball team if you hear, KD's out, safety protocols, Draymond Green, all these guys, Jason Tatum? It just doesn't feel right. It doesn't. It wouldn't look right. So I agree with you 100%. Should have just waited another year. Just take it off and just refocus and maybe make it right. Even with this Olympic team. I'm sorry. I love the guys that's on the team because they're all proven. To answer your question, I have confidence because obviously they're A1 players on this team, but like they can be beat. And those first two games, the exhibition games, who they lose to? Argentina? No, was it Argentina? No, they lost to Australia and
Nigeria, right?
Nigeria, yes, Nigeria, and you see the difference between Coach K and Greg Popovich. Coach K adds more opportunities on offense. Greg Popovich is more of a defensive guy, which is fine. I get it. Because you can see with the numbers with the Olympic squad, they're only scoring 80 points, 90 something here. And it's a defensive game, which works. You need defense as well. But you just could tell it's kind of boring how they play a little bit. It's not enough spacing. It's a lot more structure system, which is fine. But Greg Popovich is a Hall of Famer, obviously, but he just has these guys focus more on the defense end, which is fine. But like, you need to let them play a little bit more freer, But again, if everything comes right, like I got them obviously in the gold medal game. I just don't know. I still can't tell you if I have confidence in them winning because of what they've shown in the past two exhibition games. Now, were they just filling each other out, getting to know each other? Yes, of course, but we'll see because you got JaVale McGee here. JaVale McGee's added to the roster, and that's what I'm saying. Like that's a no shot at JaVale McGee. He's a champion. He's one of the best centers out there. Anybody would be lucky to have him in the NBA roster. But it's just JaVale McGee, which is fine. I'm glad he's getting this opportunity, but come on, man. What are we doing here? I just feel like everything's rushed and, I just don't know. I don't know who's gonna win. I don't know anything right now with this COVID stuff. I don't know.
You're gonna hate me for saying this, but I like Australia.
See, Australia, because they got bigs.
Aaron Baines. They have
Patty
Joe
Mills.
Ingles. They have Patty Mills. They have hopefully a good Ben Simmons.
Yep.
And they got Dante Exum.
He's ready to come back and make a statement. Dante X, I'm sorry to cut you off. Yeah.
No. I mean, I see this team winning gold, honestly, and I see them taking the Olympics for some reason. I mean, I don't feel confidence in the USA men's team at all.
Mm-hmm.
I think this year it's not the dream teams of the past. They're not beating teams by 50, 60. They're pretty much on life support for some of these games. I think this year it's open to anybody. And honestly, I think Australia has the best chance.
Well, they're a veteran group. They've been together for a long time. The Aaron Baines was playing when the late great Kobe Bryant was still playing for the Olympics. So, again, it's a veteran team. I love Patty Mills. Hopefully, he's a free agent. Hopefully, the Celtics are looking at him because that man can shoot the ball like it's nobody's business. So, that's a great pick, man. That's a great pick. And again, with this USA team, what happened?
No, I'm just you.
Oh yeah,
that's the first time in a long time I've heard you say that.
Yeah, so that's a great pick, man. This USA team, but obviously they got the best, in my opinion, the best player in the NBA, which is Kevin Durant. So you can't go wrong when KD's in there. So we'll see, and hopefully Jason Tatum. Come on, JT, let's go. Let's see what we can do. Put on for the Celtics, man. Rep the Celtics a little bit, and rep St. Louis. I know you're from St. Louis, so rep that too,
I want everybody to return to their respective teams. Okay? It's all I want. It's all I want in life.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I have no faith in the Celtics this upcoming season, regardless.
I don't know what they're doing, man. Honestly, I don't know what's going on with them.
I hope little Bradley brings his lunch pail to work every day, and he gets his ends and crust cut off by his mom on his peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Oh, come on, man.
I'm done with Brad. And thank God Danny Ainge is on the lookout for a new GM job. I don't know. Maybe this team will work. Maybe they won't.
Yeah, you never know. You never know.
I got nothing else.
This was another episode down. Great energy today. Shout out Taylor for coming on and giving us your story. I picked up a lot of stuff on the QB position and just football in general. It was great show. Great interview.
Definitely was. Hey, I'm not going to be like Dave Portnoy. If you're a college athlete or an athlete transitioning from, collegiate level into whatever your respected league, I guess you would say, if you're transitioning from high school to college, give us a shout. We want to hear your story. We want to talk about your story, and we want people to know, hey, be on the lookout for Taylor Eggers. Man's coming for your job. I want to hear the stories. And Charles, you got nothing else?
Hey man, it's always good being here on here with you, man. Let's keep this going. Let's keep going. Appreciate the support from everybody.
And next week we have a good guest that was given to us by a former guest, which we love that. If you enjoy coming on our show, talking to us, talking sports, telling your story, hey, we want you on here. But this next player coming on next week, he is a defensive back. He's a safety for a nice university, and his name is